Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to learn on basic concepts of streaming processing. The basic concept of streaming processing has been categorized into three different parts. First, we have event streaming. Next, we have stateless streaming. And third, we have stateful streaming. Now let us understand them one by one. Event streaming. As the word suggests that we are talking about some events that are occurring. To understand this, let us take an example. Suppose we want to capture data in our real time from sources like sensor, mobile devices, cloud services, and store them to manipulate, process, and route it to the desired destination. We call it as event streaming. In technical terms, we can also say that event streaming ensures a continuous flow and interpretation of data so that the right information is at right place at right time. So what can be my sources for event streaming? The sources can be mobile devices, sensors, cloud services, etc. So now let us understand what is stateless streaming is. Suppose we want to query over a single record or a single row, then user does not need to maintain any information about other rows. Or we can call stateless streaming refers to a type of streaming processing where users do not maintain state between rows while processing a streaming query or a streaming transformation. Third, we have stateful streaming, which is just an opposite to stateless streaming, where users have to maintain the state of rows while processing a streaming query or a streaming transformation. But while performing stateful streaming, users need to maintain the state between the rows, which can be maintained with the help of local state or remote state. So what does local state mean? A local state is a state which is maintained on a local device or is kept in a local memory of the local node in which data resides. Whereas a remote state is a state which is maintained in a remote distributed database and the database is queried to get the state. Do you know time plays an important role for streaming data processing? Let us understand it with an example. Suppose an event is triggered from my mobile device and it takes some time to reach the streaming processing application to perform the desired task. The whole journey when the event was generated till the event got processed is divided into three different parts. What are they? Number one is event time, the time when the event is generated from the source. Next, we have ingestion time, the time required for an event to reach the streaming processing application. And third, we have processing time, the time required for processing an event. Now, let us understand this in a more bigger scenario. Take a source S1 from where two events are generated, E1 and E2. But it is found that both the events are generated from the same source, but event E1 is triggered before than event E2. But in streaming processing application, event E2 reaches before than event E1. And we have E2, E1 in our streaming processing application. So we need to have a technique by which we can distinguish which event has occurred when. So there is a technique called watermark which defines a window of time to reconcile events that arrive late during event processing time. In our next video, we'll understand what is watermark and how it helps. Thank you.